Hi everyone, welcome to week 2. My apologies that last week and I'm sure this week during the video, some of my, I'll be doing some coughing, some of my words kind of like might get a little tongue twisted, and so I'm going to apologize for that ahead of time, that I've had several oral surgeries recently and not everything comes out the way it is in my mind. So this week, we are going to be working on building vocabulary, background, academic vocabulary, and language domain. Your assignments are as this. Watch the video, and then you have documents that you need to read that you will also find on week 2 of Moodle. As always, our discussion forum, the initial post is due on Wednesday, and the response to one classmate is due by Saturday. So, out of that, and remember, I told you in the original video last week that I would have, anytime you had an assignment due, I would have a forum rubric for that. Or if you had a forum assignment due or any other assignment that required a rubric, I would have it in every week it was due. And there it is. You're going to be viewing an ELL parent involvement video. And then you're going to be reading and looking at these 3 pieces right here that have to do with vocabulary. So let's look at your week 2 discussion forum. You're going to answer these by the video and the documents. These 3 questions. Remember that even if you're responding to these questions, you still have to have resources and it has to be in APA format, and you have to still meet the minimum word requirement. So let's get back. We have one more thing in week 2, and that is your lesson plan. So it asks you to complete the parts of the lesson plan template below and submit the information for your assignment. Point values are included below and also in the rubric for the weekly sections of the lesson plan. Once you get feedback from me, if there's anything that needs to be revised, make sure you revise it before you put it into your final plan, which we will have to turn in on week 7. I also don't mind if you put every week together in one and just make your revisions as you go along that way. Either way is fine with me. So here you're going to find your MVU lesson plan for week 2. And you're going to be looking at academic language. You have to have at least 5 academic language vocabulary words in the section. And the section to the right, you have to talk about what language skills will you use for the students to practice understanding this academic language during the lesson, and be specific. Like in reading, we'll be doing this. In listening, the students will be doing this. And don't forget to define the terms here for academic language. And then the next piece is your context for learning. The context for learning is really a key piece of a lesson plan. It might seem like it's just not that big of a deal, but all things, all activities, all assessments, all things come from this context for learning, most especially your differentiation. And when I talk about differentiation, I'm not talking about your teaching style, whether you're doing audio, visual, or kinesthetic learning. Although if you have all those included in a lesson, it's certainly helpful. Because at that point, you're addressing all students in the classroom, and it would be beneficial for them. However, It is not a differentiation based upon your context for learning. So you'll be looking at this. You'll be looking at if gifted learners, learners with IEP, struggling readers, underperforming, or with gaps in academic knowledge. And primarily here, you're going to look at the English language learner group, because that's what, even though we have this lesson plan will be given to a whole class, part of it, or one of the subgroups, will be English language learners. So you should have everything you need for that. And I look forward to seeing all your responses for week 2. It was wonderful to read and view your video information to introduce yourself in week 1. And I'm excited to continue working with you during this class. Have a great week.